Here's what impressed me most about HBO's black comedy Barry. How we could go from scenes like this to scenes like this.
I told you to get out of the car, man.
Moments like this.
Dude, I'm Jason. My name is Jason.
You're Livewire, motherfucker. You're Jason, you're Livewire, and I'm the Raven.
To moments like this.
Did she suffer?
And performances like this.
50-50.
Hank.
With Cristobal.
To performances like this.
This is honest, okay? This is the honest fucking truth. And if that makes me unhireable, then I am fucking unhireable, but at least I told the fucking truth!
Barry is one of the few shows, and I'd put BoJack in this boat, I'd put Atlanta in this boat, that can go from genuinely and completely silly to genuinely and completely serious and intense, often in what seems like a blink of an eye, and somehow nail both aspects. So how is it able to do this? There's shows like Breaking Bad, which can also be defined as black comedies, that have really, really funny moments, or even episodes with scenes that feel like they're in a straight-up comedy, but they never really carry themselves as a comedy in the sense that they're pretty much always taking themselves seriously, with the comedy being much more secondary to the drama and much more subtle. Same can be said about Succession and other satires, and it doesn't take anything away from these shows. In fact, they probably wouldn't work the same if they had gone Barry's route. Let's be honest, for Breaking Bad to work, we have to be pretty freaking scared of Gus Fring. Barry doesn't have that with its antagonists.
You know, buddy, I have to be honest. I'm quite a bit angry.
You see, Barry's tone is rare and very hard to pull off. TV Tropes describes Barry's tendency for shifting between pathos and comedy as bathos, which is the juxtaposition between serious ideas and the commonplace or ludicrous. The term is mostly used to describe instances of it happening within a work, not throughout an entire show, which makes Barry all the more impressive and singular. It's comedy that sometimes takes itself seriously, but also doesn't just as often. I mean, the ending, the payoff of the entire show, where our main character gets what he deserves by getting a bullet to the head from the man whose life he very much ruined, is totally played for laughs. Like, what other shows do this? And what other shows can do this? Too much silly and you can't take the story seriously, too serious and you risk having the story be too boring, which is especially unappreciated for those who showed up to laugh. So to answer the question of how Barry works, maybe we should start there, with the story.
No, listen, look, you're made for this job, all right? You just proved it at Bazaars. It's who you are.
I don't know, it's who you made me.
Barry's central conflict results from the two clashing identities of our protagonist, Barry Berkman. And that's where both the comedy and drama come from. How can Barry pursue a normal family life and an acting career with a criminal past that he just can't escape? Remove the complexities of the show for a second and you have a pretty simple logline. A hitman goes to Hollywood. That's a comedic premise. So much so that it almost seems like the show would be a very cliched sitcom. I think it's important to note that the premise reads largely comedic. It's the same reason BoJack Horseman can do an episode-long monologue about the traumatic life and death of his mother, and still make It's Funny 'Cause They're Animal jokes.
I was hoping we could snuggle up on the couch and watch Bones.
I don't think that show's about what you think it's about.
Sometimes the only way to solve a crime is with bones.
Oh!
Hey, if you love Bones so much, maybe we should just call you Bones.
Bones!
To the Bonesmobile!
The satirical backdrop for both these shows, with Hollywood acting as an almost surreal setting, keeps things light, even when Barry's entire arc of trying to be an actor is ultimately abandoned after season 2. But of course we still have Sally. For both these shows, the reason that they're able to get so dark while still retaining the ability to make farcical and often satirical jokes is because they are and always have been dramatic comedies rather than comedic dramas. I recognize there's so many more variables to this, but let me give you a little example to explain what I mean. Take a pure American comedy like Step Brothers, a film that's primarily a joke vehicle and pretty much just a comedy. To me, if you were to give this story a more dramatic flair, to be more thoughtful about its themes of brotherhood, divorce, and accepting responsibility, I don't think this would drastically change how well the humor is perceived, and I think you could still gather and include a similar amount of laughs.
It's gonna sound weird, but for a second, I think you took on the shape of a unicorn.
I felt like I was hovering above my own body watching myself sing.
Now let's take a pure drama, a movie or TV show that takes itself completely seriously and is nearly completely deprived of humor. A movie like Manchester by the Sea, for example. Giving it a more comedic bent would significantly alter how the core drama is perceived. At the very least, it would be much harder to pull both off, which I think Barry and BoJack both know. You can see pretty clearly how the first seasons of both shows feel much more light, satirical, and comedic than the rest of the series. We even see shows like Breaking Bad employ the same strategy. After all, good drama, good tension, needs some time to cook anyways and build up over the course of the series. Being such a character-driven show, these constant shifts from comedy to drama and their ability to work also comes from the characters. It's important to note that every central character in the show, even NoHo Hank, is incredibly dynamic, with the ability to be both dead serious and ridiculous, sometimes functioning as the straight man, sometimes functioning as the comedic relief. Each of them as well, even Sally, are morally ambiguous and selfish people, and are all used for the purposes of exploring the series' main thematic question of can people really change?
So you break into her house?
Oh, she'd never know I was there. No, the whole point is to isolate her and make her feel like she's going insane.
As the show develops, it's no longer just Barry grappling with this idea. It's everyone. Gene increasingly realizes how much he craves the spotlight, Sally increasingly realizes how self-centered she is, Hank increasingly realizes how power-hungry he is, and Fuchs increasingly realizes how cowardly and selfish he is, especially with his relationship with Barry. It's because of this added layer of self-awareness that the show obtains the ability to be more serious. Even things that were once played for laughs, like Hank's romantic relationship with Cristobal, become genuinely heartbreaking by the end of the show. And this might be the biggest reason why Barry works. It knows when to turn it on and when to turn it off. The show is not afraid to abandon humor completely, sometimes for entire episodes like Season 4's Tricky Legacies, in order to best serve its dramatic story. Barry's comedic tone also works because its most evident themes and topics are very versatile. They play both ways, just by their very nature. Death can be very funny, like the aforementioned way that Barry is killed off, but death is also something most of us fear. It can be traumatic, brutal, and haunting, like Janice's death at the end of Season 1, or in the beach sequences where Barry stands amongst all the people that he has killed. Violence can also be both funny and serious, and it's something we've all seen increasingly mixed together over the past decade or so. Barry uses violence often for comedic purposes, like the entirety of the unpredictable Ronnie/Lily, the episode where a hit job for Detective Loach turns into a half-hour battle with Ronnie and his seemingly possessed daughter Lily.
What are you?
But Barry also uses violence just as often for drama, like in this not very funny scene from Season 1, where Barry is forced to kill his friend Chris, knowing that Chris would undoubtedly run to the police and reveal their crimes.
I'm gonna keep my fat trap shut. And then, you know, I promise you, no one will ever know any— Wait.
It's truly a disservice just to talk about the writing when discussing how Barry is able to commit to and land both his attempts at comedy and drama. The execution, the production, direction, and acting is really where we separate good from great. You can really feel this during the intense moments of the show. The fight choreography in Ronnie Lily, the chase scene in 710N, Barry's rampage in Berkman over Block, all the countless uncomfortable scenes between Barry and Sally are all filmed masterfully. Barry might be a comedy and have premises and jokes that you may see in a sitcom, but when it wants to be something else, and thanks in large part to Bill Hader's encyclopedic knowledge of all things film and TV, it's never just a comedy cosplaying as an action movie, or a horror movie, or a twisted romance flick. It is all those things, 110%.
Dining room tables, I'm seeing coffee tables, but not sure how to look for the table that I need. No, it's for heroin. About 30 kilos, give or take.
Thanks everyone for watching. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I'm back and excited to be making more videos for you all. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You just fucked this moment. This beautiful, tender moment with your accordion. You just whipped out your accordion and you fucked it, man. God.